In the headlines of VTV News, Bắc Ninh to strengthen safety measures in industrial parks, according to Prime Minister. And later on, FDI businesses and organizations high expectation for Vietnam's simultaneous goals.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, welcome to VTV News, broadcast live at 8 a.m. local time. My name is Tieng, and here are our top news. Vietnamese State President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc on May the 30th sent a letter to U.S. President Joe Biden to discuss bilateral relations, especially in terms of enhancing cooperation in coping with the COVID-19 pandemic. In the letter, the Vietnamese leader welcomed and thanked the U.S. for its commitment to donate $4 billion to the COVID-19 Vaccines Global Access or COVAX initiative, noting that Vietnam has so far received 2 batches with about 2.5 million vaccine doses from this mechanism. He expressed the hope that the U.S. will continue to support Vietnam and other countries with the supply of COVID-19 vaccines, while suggesting that the two sides strengthen cooperation in COVID-19 vaccines research, production, and technology transfer. President Phúc affirmed that Vietnam continues to attach great importance to its comprehensive partnership with the United States and believes that, based on the spirit of friendly cooperation, both sides will continue to promote bilateral relations in a more intensive and practical manner, thus benefiting the people of both nations and contributing to maintaining peace, stability, cooperation, and development in the region and the world. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính on Saturday visited Bắc Ninh province, where he praised the province's initiatives and prompt solutions to contain the coronavirus disease while stabilizing local people's lives and protection. And more to follow.
The COVID-19 situation in Bắc Ninh province has largely been contained and life is gradually going back to normal. Though the risk of an outbreak is still high, especially in industrial parks, the locality has drastically and creatively deployed numerous preventive measures, including monitoring workers inside and outside quarantine areas, maintaining safe accommodations for workers, and reviewing all foreigners in the region. While praising the province's initiatives and prompt solutions to contain the disease while stabilizing local people's lives and production, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính reiterated the importance of turning difficulties into motivation. He said that Bắc Ninh needs to continue working hard as it is among the localities with the highest population density in the country.
I request further social distancing to prevent the risk of another outbreak in the province, especially in industrial zones and localities bordering Bắc Giang province. You can also consider testing people 3 to 4 times and speeding up the testing process. I want the Health Ministry to provide Bắc Ninh with more test kits so the province can detect cases faster. That is key to curbing the spread of the virus. You also need to pay attention to workers and maybe build a worker database.
The Prime Minister also requested industrial parks work with local authorities to implement safety measures. He assigned the Ministry of Planning and Investment and the Ministry of Construction to review and propose amendments to housing regulations for workers. Also on the same day, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính visited the Samsung factory in Yên Phong Industrial Park. He encouraged the company's leaders and workers to continue implementing preventive measures to maintain effective production.
And from 6 p.m. May the 30th to 6 a.m. today, May the 31st, Vietnam has reported 61 new COVID-19 cases, all community transmissions. The national tally so far has been 5,665 cases for community cases and 1,503 for domestic cases, for imported cases. Moving on with other news, Ho Chi Minh City will carry out social distancing for 2 weeks starting today under government's directive number 16. Now, this measure was announced at the urgent meeting of the city's leaders on Sunday morning, also attended by Permanent Deputy Prime Minister Trung Hoa Binh. Now, non-essential services will be shut, and so will entertainment, cultural, and sports activities in public. Now, gatherings of more than 5 people in public will be banned a step further from Directive 15, and events and meetings with more than 20 people in one room will not be permitted. The people must maintain a 2-meter distance from each other in public, and transportation from COVID-19 hit areas must be limited. Meanwhile, Directive number 16 will be applied to Govop District and District 12's Teklok wards, where several COVID cases have been detected. People in those areas must avoid leaving their homes unless absolutely necessary. The city also aims to increase its testing capacity to 50,000 samples per day. More than 280,000 workers and 3,000 experts at industrial parks and export processing zones will also be tested. The National Steering Committee for COVID-19 Prevention and Control held an online meeting with leaders of Bắc Ninh and Bắc Giang provinces on Sunday afternoon, during which Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Đức Đam requested localities speed up the testing of local people and workers. Now, at the moment, Bắc Ninh is doing its best to cope with the epicenters in Khắc Niệm Industrial Zone and Quế Võ District. Meanwhile, Bắc Giang has taken 45,000 samples from people in the community where the disease has yet to spread to. All samples have tested negative for COVID-19. The Deputy Prime Minister also asked the province to continue tracing and preventing the disease, not only in industrial zones, but also in other manufacturing facilities and residential areas. After half a month and 4 industrial parks suspending operations on Sunday, 9 factories with over 4,000 workers in 4 industrial parks in Bắc Giang province returned to work. The province has deployed safety measures to adapt to the situation in the long term.
635 workers, equivalent to 10% of the workforce of Phu Hom Company in Đình Cham Industrial Park, have officially returned to work. They have been staying in the company's dorms since May 18th and have been tested and vaccinated.
I was really worried, but now we can go back to work, and the company also cares about our safety.
The company has come up with a plan to prevent the spread of the virus in its factory. It has reduced its workforce to a minimum, arranged accommodations for workers, and have them tested periodically. Disinfection measures are also carried out before work, and safe distancing must be maintained during work hours.
As a multinational corporation, we are grateful for the support from Bắc Giang province so we can resume production. We promise to continue to implement safety measures according to the regulations of the Ministry of Health and Bắc Giang authorities.
In the past few days, Bắc Giang province has disinfected industrial parks in the region, set up 35 inspection teams to assess the implementation of safety measures of each business in order to select 34 very low-risk and 151 low-risk businesses to resume production early.
We have implemented safety measures to resume production and turn it into motivation to combat the disease. As such, we have to make sure workers are safe, which makes the factory a safe working environment.
Bắc Giang province has taken its first step to resuming production in order to avoid disruptions to the global production chain. So far, 35 businesses have registered to resume operations. In the next 15 days, another 15 businesses with over 14,000 workers will get back to work.
Welcome back. Now, despite the current COVID-19 situation being complicated domestically and internationally, the Vietnamese economy has continued to achieve remarkable growth. Many FDI businesses and organizations operating in Vietnam have agreed that this is thanks to the country's dual goal strategy, which has allowed the country to effectively deal with the pandemic and maintain the conditions needed for its socioeconomic to thrive.
After acknowledging the recommendation of Vietnam's government for pandemic safety, the Vietnamese branch of this multinational corporation has switched to work-from-home mode. Dennis Brunetti has worked in many countries, but he's still amazed by Vietnam's measures to maintain socio-economic activities during the pandemic. Following the authorities' guidance, his company has not recorded any suspected cases of COVID-19.
It's important to control it, and obviously to a large extent we've had to do many isolation measures, of course, mask wearing, of course, temperature checks, and in many cases gatherings have been restricted because of COVID-19. But the government has managed to really do all the right things when it comes to economic development.
This perspective is also shared by many other FDI businesses and organizations operating in Vietnam.
It's an excellent strategy, and they have done well, not to say very well, up to recently.
Despite the recent resurgence of the COVID outbreak here, Vietnam's recovery prospects are still expected to be strong in 2021 and beyond. We see the economy here as being very resilient as well.
In fact, thanks to its policies and strategies, Vietnam has remained one of the most attractive destinations for foreign investors. In the first 5 months of 2021, Vietnam received 630 new FDI projects with a total investment of $8.83 billion.
We are expanding. I think the pandemic did not change anything. We wanted to expand before, and we want to expand even more now. I think Vietnam has become, for a company like, a priority country.
With the success in implementing a simultaneous goal strategy, Vietnam will continue prioritizing and ensuring people's safety and socio-economic activities for the time to come. Businesses and their employees are also asked to continue strictly following preventive measures and to never let their guards down.
Over the past few days, more than 2,000 tons of lychee originated from Bắc Giang province have been exported via the Tieng border gate, Lạng Sơn province, despite the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, this achievement is attributed to the prompt support and direction of Lạng Sơn authorities. At the Tieng border gate, a special area for lychee exports to China has been set up to ensure COVID-19 pandemic prevention. Nearly 800 drivers were grouped and prepared right at the border gate for the transport of lychee. Currently, roughly 1,500 to 2,000 vehicles carrying goods through the border gate every day. Up next, let's check out our latest updates on the weather scene. The weather forecast is also wrapped up our morning updates. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to log on to our website at vtv4.vtv.vn or our YouTube channel, or just download our app VTV Go for more news and updates. And goodbye for now.